Now, when young Snow White's mother died, the king, her father, up and cried, "Oh, what a nuisance, what a life! Now I must find another wife." So he wrote to every magazine and said, "I'm looking for a queen." Ooh. Well, about 10,000 girls replied, all begging to be the royal bride. But in the end he chose a lady called Miss Maclehose, who brought along with her a curious toy, this thing that gave her endless joy. No, this was a mirror framed in brass, a magic, talking, looking glass. Ask it any question, day or night, the mirror always got the answer right. For example, if you were to say, "Oh mirror, what's for lunch today?" the thing would answer in a trice, "Today it's scrambled eggs and rice." So every day, week in, week out, the spoiled and stupid queen would shout, "Oh mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" And the mirror would answer every time, "Oh madam, you're the queen sublime. You're the only one to charm us. Queen, you're the cat's pyjamas." Ha ha. So you don't like the mirror, obviously. So for weeks on end, no, more than that, years on end, the stupid queen repeated this absurd routine. That is, until one awful day when she heard the magic mirror say, "From now on, queen, you're number 2. Snow White is prettier than you." Well, the queen went absolutely wild. She yelled, "I'm going to scram that child. I'll cook a flaming goose, I'll skin her. I'll have her rotten guts for dinner." So she called the huntsman to her study and yelled at him, "Listen, buddy. You drag that filthy girl outside and see you take her for a ride. Thereafter slit her ribs apart and bring me back her bleeding heart." Yeah. So the huntsman dragged the lovely child deep, deep into the forest wild. Fearing the worst, poor Snow White spake. She cried, "Oh, please, give me a break." But the knife was poised, the arm was strong. She cried again, "I've done no wrong." Then the huntsman's heart began to flutter. It melted like a pound of butter. He murmured, "All right, beat it, kid." And you can bet your life she did. Now, on his return, the huntsman made a stop within the local butcher's shop, and there he purchased, for safety's sake, a bullock's heart and one nice steak. "Oh, Majesty," said, "Oh, Queen," he cried, "that rotten little girl has died, and just to prove I didn't cheat, I brought along these bits of meat." And the Queen cried out, "Bravissimo! I trust you killed her nice and slow." And now for the disgusting part, the Queen sat down and ate the heart. Yeah, I know. I only hope she cooked it well, because boiled heart can be as tough as hell. It was one of my nan's specialities, actually. Now, while all this was going on, oh where had Snow White gone? Well, she found it easy, being pretty, to hitch a ride into the city. And there she got a job unpaid as general cook and parlour maid to 7 funny little men, each one not more than, 3'10"? Ex-racehorse jockeys, all of them. Now, these 7 dwarfs, though awfully nice, were guilty of one shocking vice. They gambled all of their resources at the racetrack backing horses. But when none of them had backed a winner, nobody got any dinner. But one night at dinner time, Snow White said, "Look here, I think I've got a great idea. Just leave it all to me, okay? And no more gambling until I say." So that night, at eventide, our Snow White hitched another ride, and when that it was very late, she crept in through the palace gate. Now, the king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlour, eating hearts, actually. The footman and the servant slept, so no one heard her as she crept on tiptoe through the mighty hall and grabbed the mirror off the wall. Ooh. Now, when she got it safely home, she told the senior dwarf, or gnome, to ask it anything he'd like to know. "Go on," she said, "have a go." "Oh, mirror," he said, "please don't joke. Each one of us is stony broke. I'm glad Liam's not here right now. Which horse will win Tamara's race? The Ascot Gold Cup steeple chase. And the mirror answered soft and low, the horse's name is Mistletoe. The dwarfs went absolutely daft. They kissed young Snow White fore and aft. They pawned their watches, sold the car. They borrowed money near and far. For much of it, they had to thank the manager of Barclays Bank. So they went to Ascot, and of course, for once they backed a winning horse. Hooray! Each dwarf and Snow White got a share, and each was soon a millionaire. Which goes to show, gambling's not the sin, provided that you always win. Hey.